Man, you're ready to roll, aren't you?
He's like, I got shit to do tonight.
He's like, yo, bitch.
Yeah, I love how he comes downstairs. It's like,
2 minutes.
It's 8:59, guys.
are you ready? Our producer's copping some attitude tonight.
Yeah, well, yeah,
We're
rightfully
gonna
so.
have to have a group meeting about this.
Rightfully so, man. He's challenged. He's got a lot of stuff going on. He's got summer. He's graduated. He's got college coming up. College screwed him for the summer courses. I mean, this is how ridiculous it is. He was wanting to sign up for online classes, and they pumped the brakes on the whole program. Said you need a meningitis shot. For
Meningitis?
for online courses. No. If you're gonna get it enrolled in the program, you need to have the shots. And so,
But not meningitis. You're talking about like a standard set of vaccines. Or
yeah,
Meningitis is one of them.
No, it isn't. Is it really?
Yeah.
Like,
it is.
Like measles and
Meningitis is a
mumps
bacterial
and
infection,
meningitis?
I believe meningitis is a bacterial infection of your spinal fluid, isn't it?
Yeah, and you can get it from lake water or whatever.
That's brain amoeba.
Well,
Is that the same thing?
regardless,
I thought
it
that was the
just,
same thing.
it
Yeah,
just
you guys-
seems
We
kind
talked
of
about
silly
that again tonight.
that you're signing up for an
freak.
online class and you get dinged over not and this is my fear with the whole vaccine shit is that they're going to do the same thing. They're going to be like, yeah, you can't
do anything.
do anything.
Well, but there are some states like Texas and Florida have already said don't go there.
Yeah, but this isn't Texas, and this did happen. And
Well, you can do an exemption
this-
for anything.
But this is an online class.
Did you know you can do an exemption?
Well, whatever. So the point is I'm just saying they did not allow him to move forward with the program, even though there were online classes. Ridiculous. So, anyways, the producers, he's got stuff going on. So hopefully, we'll get this taken care of. I think he can go.
You can do an exemption. We did one for Dawson at Arkansas.
How does that work?
He doesn't have all the shots.
How does that work?
You get a doctor's note, right?
That's right. Oh no.
What does the doctor's note say?
You just have to. It's not a doctor's note. You just have to claim to the Department of Immunization for the state of Arkansas that you are claiming an exemption because you don't want to do those shots, and so they grant you that exemption, and then you give it to the University of Arkansas and you register. That's what we did because he does not have all of his.
How long did that take to process?
They were going to mail me something, and I didn't hear anything for like a week, and then I called them back and was like, "Can't you just email it to me?" And they're like, "Yeah." How stupid
College
is that, right?
admin people are just idiots. So actually, administration people are.
I mean,
Sometimes.
I literally was like, so that was an option to email it from the beginning, and you didn't do that? Like what? Anyway, so
Save
yeah,
a
they
stamp.
emailed to me, and I had it, 10 minutes later. So in other words, had I done that from the get-go,
And it didn't
it
cost
would have
anything.
been I would have handled it in 2 hours.
Didn't cost anything.
No, we didn't have to pay anything.
Well,
That's
you pay-
Arkansas.
You pay for registration.
Well, I mean, yeah,
I
we're
think
paying
the
a
shot-
fortune.
But the exemption has no cost, I think. But
No,
you
we're
have
paying
to,
a fortune to send them to the University of Arkansas if that's what you're
correct.
asking.
Correct.
Interesting.
Yes. Fascinating.
All right. Well, we'll have our shit together for. I don't even know if the second. Do you have to sign up for the? Because summer
The
has.
second one already started. The
uh,
first session was in June. The second session started today or tomorrow.
Really.
Correct.
Really?
God bless.
And then there'll be a
So-
couple weeks off, and then fall session will start
So I mean, how soon does he need to? Do we need to get lined up for the fall session?
last October.
I mean, really.
Too late.
The springtime. I told you that before. I was like, registration for the fall. I think
yeah, it
was,
happens pretty
was the
quick.
beginning of May, I believe.
It's already been happening.
All right. So.
I'm not saying you can't, but you're going to
Yeah.
be limited on classes and
Right.
times.
All right. Well, I guess we need to take care of that shot and see what else is lined up.
Yeah. Yeah, he'll be able to get in. It's just a matter of
He'll be taking like
It could be all-
basket weaving.
it could be all 8 a.m. classes out in McKinney, right? So doesn't mean he'll get classes here at this one. He may. There's a campus in McKinney that he can find classes as well. There's 4 campuses, I believe, for Talent
Yeah, I
College.
didn't know that.
Early
Yeah.
bird gets the worm.
It is. So
Yeah.
that's the
and,
thing.
And it's all about knowing, just being aware.
Yeah,
like
it
knowing
is.
the deadlines and knowing when this opens and that opens. And,
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
but here's
Shelley
the,
has always
here's
been
the frustration with kids.
well, she's been a beast at that. She knows when, and she gets on their asses, and she's like, "You need to register, and you need to do that. The deadline is this." I mean, she's on top of it,
Yeah.
and
I do the same
somebody's
thing.
got to be on top of it. That's the problem.
I do the same thing.
I tried, and I got pushed down because
Because you're a white male, middle aged.
I guess I don't know.
Racist.
I don't know. It's kind of strange, Try to help, and then it just it gets shut down, and now he's not signed up for his classes, and that kind of fucking sucks.
Well, there you have it.
Yeah. It's you have to be early. I mean, what you should do is download the 21-22 calendar. It'll have all those dates on
Oh, yeah.
there.
For sure.
Because you'll need to register for the winter session, probably October-ish. Is my guess.
Right.
End of September, October. You have to be signing up for the winter session.
All that information is readily available on
Yeah,
the
I
World Wide
looked.
Web.
Yeah.
I looked, and they didn't really have a whole lot of that information.
You go to the administration office.
So I am having what they call right now. I don't even know if it's a real thing, but I ate too many pork grinds.
Grinds.
The
Right.
chicharrones. The chicharrones. I ate too much of them.
So what's happening is called it's a syndrome where your stomach turns inside out.
Oh, is that like your penis when you get your?
Like a sea cucumber.
Sex change?
Like a
Correct.
sea cucumber. Yeah, it's called the sex change effect.
Except it's an internal. It's internal because it's your stomach.
Mm.
It turns inside out, and makes it's very uncomfortable.
So is that the pork rind just kind of coagulating and solidifying?
I have no idea what's going on in there, but it's unsettling.
I tell you what, put the microphone to your stomach and let's take a listen.
I'm not sure really. It's more like it's a disruption in the chakra of the body. It's like hum, bum, bum, bum.
If your
Mine's
stom-
more like a wheel that's like off center on a car. It's like bum 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 bum.
If your stomach could talk to you right now, it would say, "You asshole."
I hate you.
You just ate an entire pig's skin.
Yeah.
Get out.
Learn moderation, you fuck.
I'll tell you what. When I go
It was
down
so good,
to
though.
when I go down to Mexico City, they don't eat chips and salsa down there. They bring out chicharrones. But they're
Chicharrones.
huge.
Chicharrones.
Chicharrones.
Chicharrones, amigo.
Chicharrones.
Chicharrones.
All right, stop.
Okay,
It's like
sorry.
Chef Boyardee.
Ooh, by Chef Boyardee.
yeah.
What?
No, but they're huge. They're like these huge slices of skin
They're,
that
they're
they've sliced
as
off.
big as shin guards. They just
Yeah,
pop
they
them.
are. They're huge.
What are they?
Chicharrones, but they're huge. They bring those out with guacamole and stuff. They don't bring out chips and salsa,
Guacamole.
but they'll bring out a guacamole and these humongous shin-sized pigskin,
That's
and they're fabulous.
interesting.
It's good. Good stuff.
How are they seasoned?
You know,
They're not.
they're not. They're just raw.
It's just
Just pure pig fat.
correct. Pig skin. Yes.
pig skin.
It
No,
is.
seasoned
You know,
in
that
pig
reminds
pig
me
fat.
of a horrible story I have. I went to Puerto Rico, and my father-in-law rented a house near the beach. It was a fantastic experience, right? And then we go to Costco. No, we went to a grocery store. We went to a grocery store, and they told me as part of the list to get chips and queso. So I went there to get corn chips, right? And I found the bag of corn chips, but I could not find Velveeta or queso anywhere. And I was like, this is crazy. I looked and looked and looked. You know how we are. We don't want to ask. Certainly in Puerto Rico, I don't want to ask, right?
Yeah. Where's your fake cheese log?
Well, I didn't know what to call it, right? So I
Where's
find
your
somebody.
Quizo?
I find somebody that works there, and I'm like, yeah, I'm looking for chips and queso, like queso. Queso is cheese to them, so that can mean anything.
Right.
And I get that, but I'm like trying to describe to him. I'm like, I got a chip here, and I'm dipping it, and I'm eating it, right? And so I just keep saying the same thing over there. Oh, queso, like come on, brother, help me out here. Well, I sound probably like a moronic parrot, right? Who's just saying the same thing over and
You're
over
that
again.
Dumb American.
Well, dumb American, and he says something, and it made a couple shoppers that were walking by laugh, and that's when I was like, "Okay, motherfucker," because I know he's mocking me.
Alpha Paul came out.
Well, not really.
Oh god.
Not really. I got all mad, and then I was like, he didn't know I was fluent.
Did you meet my little friend?
Of course, I was not fluent. No, I just kind of,
Just walked away.
I gave him the American glare.
should
Did you say sit on it?
La tuya, cabrón.
And he went, whatever, man. And I walked away without any queso.
You just came on with
I
chips.
came home with no queso. And then they were like, where's the queso? I was like, fuck you.
You should have said, "Do you
Well, what was the
have?"
solution?
Did you say,
I-
"Where's
what do
your
you mean?
cheese?"
There was no solution. I found
Well,
no
I mean, did
artificial
your
cheese.
father-in-law go over there and say, "Here's it is, you dumbass"?
No, we never found it. He wasn't there. He sent me to the grocery store.
I don't think Costco has like Velveeta.
Well, it was just a regular grocery. I think it was Walmart. It was Walmart.
In Puerto
Did you
Rico,
say, "Where's your
Yes.
Velveeta? Where's your Velveeta?
I didn't say Velveeta.
They
Where's
have
your cheese
Walmart,
whiz?"
They have Walmart.
Yeah.
They have Walmart in Puerto Rico.
Walmarts
maybe
are
not.
everywhere.
Maybe not.
Walmarts are
I don't know.
worldwide.
The bottom line is I couldn't find it, and I
I
never
wonder
did
if they have
find it.
Walmarts in Europe.
Yes,
Do
Yeah.
they really?
they're worldwide.
I did not know that.
I didn't know that either. All right, look up a map of Walmart locations worldwide.
The U.S. style Walmart, no groceries stores in Germany. Okay, so the Walmart part of, but there are no groceries in Germany.
Well,
In
It's just
Germany.
well, the Walmart started out not having groceries.
That's right.
And so they just
It's
add
just
the
like-
shopping
And then
expense of
they
groceries
called them
later
what?
on.
They called
Super
super
Walmarts.
centers.
Yeah.
Super Walmart.
Yeah, they
that's
started out as just.
And then Target
department
tried
store.
to do the same thing.
right. Well,
correct.
They did it. Yeah. All right, zoom out. We're going to Europe.
Well, each company or each country buys differently. Because I know Canada,
There you
Uh,
go. Well, hold on. Zoom
wait a
out
minute,
a
what are
little
you
bit,
doing
and then
here?
you can do a search.
there's one in Mineola.
There are no results for Walmart locations in the world.
Just put Walmart.
Yeah, just put Walmart. I bet you there's one in Manchester, England.
Thompson, that's a
there we
Walmart
go.
Supercenter right there.
No
Thomas
shit.
Asta Walmart Supercenter in Walmley Ash Lane, Minworth Sutton Coldfield.
No way. So they are everywhere
Yeah,
in
they
Europe.
were in UK. Let's look at Ruski.
Try Munich
Do you think they're in Russia?
Munich, Germany.
I want to go to one in Saudi
or
Arabia.
Berlin. Try Berlin. That's the capital, right?
What about North Korea?
Bonn is the capital.
You think they have one in North
There's
Korea?
Walmart right there,
Oh, no shit.
like in the middle of nowhere.
Where is that?
You know,
that's in Germany.
I'll tell you, after living in Germany, I find that the shopping experiences in Germany are far better than any on the planet.
In what way?
I just think it's more of a market kind of feel. Like
Like an outdoor market.
yeah, I just think, you know,
They have like just baskets of fruit.
just
Dragon,
basket. There's
dragon
like-
fruit.
They've got people
dragon
that are
fruit.
working each booth, and I don't even know what it's the German market that they had out there. It was a covered, climatized building, but they had like it was like a booth, and
It's like a
you-
farmer's market.
It's like a farmer's market, and I thought it was just.
You
it
think
was
it's
so
still like that?
awesome. Oh, I don't know. I haven't
like
been there.
Fresh pork
Ever.
I'm
rinds?
sure small. They could.
I don't
big
know.
barrel
I'm sure
of
there's
pork
small
rinds?
villages maybe like that, but I bet you get in the big cities like Berlin and Munich and.
No, that's where we were at. Maybe
Everything-
not anymore.
Well, that's what I mean. Today, I
Yeah,
bet.
everything's
I bet.
commercialized, right?
I bet.
Well, I don't know, but they've got to have markets out there.
Like Aldi, isn't Aldi from Germany
I
or
think
something
that's
like
in
that?
the north,
Switzerland or something like that.
Do they have a Walmart in Iceland?
Oh, I bet they do.
I bet you they don't.
No, I don't know about Iceland. Try Reykjavik. That's the big city.
Look at you.
Reykjavik.
Reykjavik. Anyway.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, well, that was a little side. What were we talking about before we got on Walmart?
Um,
We have no idea.
I don't know. I'm getting kind of dizzy.
We have literally no idea what we were talking about before Walmart.
Pork rinds.
Oh yeah, his stomach and.
Oh, my story. My queso story, where the guy was
that's
mocking
right.
me.
Correct. And you alphaed him
No, I didn't.
and you posted up
Yeah,
on him.
I think in my head, I did.
He's like, smell my armpit.
Yeah,
And he was shorter than me.
You could have. You just jammed your armpit into him.
Should have.
you should have.
Should have, bitch.
No,
I'm
I'd
American,
ready.
man. I'm from America. I'm
I
American.
rule.
Dome of safety.
Give me some queso, man. You idiot.
He's probably like chips and cheese. Chips and cheese.
Chips and cheese. I'm chip and cheese, chip and cheese.
The plane.
I swear to God, I was just saying it over and over again. I literally told
Hey,
myself.
look at this Americana
I
guy.
told
He's,
myself, stop saying that.
He's an idiot. He's
Like,
asking.
well,
he's
you
asking
idiot.
for
You
cheese.
sound like a moron.
Was he just kind of looking at you?
Was
Yeah,
he
like,
a fucking
yes,
mouse over
yes.
here?
And people were like looking at me. Everybody was looking at me, and then he was like, "This guy's a moron" in Spanish, and they're like, "Oh, he called him a moron."
and you're like,
And I'm
Probably
like,
being emphatic
oh,
with the
then I
chip,
started
dipping into it.
Well, I started knocking shit off the shelves, and I started punching people. And I'm from America. I'm American.
Wow.
Buy me the Velveeta, bitch. If I had said Velveeta, that would have helped me. I never thought of it.
Yes. He may have gone, we don't have that.
Well,
Yeah,
is
in English,
Velveeta
in perfect English?
a Mexican
we don't
product?
have Velveeta here, sir.
Velveeta's not Mexican.
What is it?
Kraft.
It's Moldavian.
No, it's American.
Moldavian.
From
Yes.
America. From the U.S. of A.
So Daniel Mickelson dies.
Don't know who that is. What is Manny?
Fashion model, 23
an
years
actor.
old.
There's Velveeta. Is there
Kraft.
any cheese in that?
Well, it's American cheese, so it's.
I don't want to know. Don't ruin this for me. I like Velveeta.
Because you don't have to refrigerate that.
Well, only when it's sealed. I mean,
Well, I know.
That's,
so Velveeta
that's a
contains
vital
a moderate
part.
amount of calcium, a small amount of vitamin A, and 4 grams of protein per serving. Scroll down.
We want the ingredients, not the
All
nutritional
right, so
value.
Velveeta was used
to be made.
from real cheese. Today, its ingredients are milk protein concentrate, whey protein concentrate, milk fat, and tons of preservatives.
Oh.
Tons of
Tons.
preservatives.
Well, it's a key
Ah.
part of every prepper's kit
Well, it never doesn't go bad.
because it never goes bad. It's good for
Wow.
170 years.
Like
Well,
Twinkies.
In fact, after 50 years, it'll start your car.
Probably turns hard into like a nice fine cheddar.
couple
Yeah.
couple electrodes in it, and,
Yeah,
and it
man.
conducts electricity.
God
It's like,
bless.
it's like the potato battery
Oh my
you
god,
used to
that's
do in
awful.
physics.
We should probably stop eating that stuff.
It's good though.
But we had it.
Shit, half the stuff
we
eat's
had it this
horrible
last
for
weekend.
us.
I hosted July 4th party, and we had a lot of that. I ate
I
a
didn't eat it.
lot of that.
Yeah, we saw you.
Yeah, I didn't have too much of it.
Don't judge.
I'm not judging. I'm just
I saw
stating-
you. What does that mean? Oh yeah, we saw you eating the
Dude, you
Velveeta.
were tearing it up.
It was good.
I didn't have any. I don't know.
You got the spoon out and was just eating
Shut
it.
up. God, we saw you.
No, we did.
I wasn't trying to hide it.
The lava lamp is
Okay.
actually lava-ing right now.
Oh,
Did you
yeah.
guys have fun?
No.
I thought so.
I did something I've never done
You
before
guys
in
are
my
off the
entire
list.
life, and I did the cornhole game.
Oh yeah.
That was fun.
we did play
I
cornhole.
didn't think I was going to like it. In fact, I resisted. What's his name? Ruck?
Ruck.
Ruckus?
He's going to be a guest.
Oh yeah.
He was like, you want to play a game? I was like, yeah, I'm going to stay inside. I also got to hand it off to the Earth because 85 degrees on 4th of July anywhere
To Mother
is
Nature.
something that's preserved. That's going to be appreciated.
Okay, and by the way, that follows an amazing weather pattern we had for Memorial Day, too.
Yeah.
We've had 2 holidays in a row that have been
Yeah.
atypical.
I'll take it.
It's global cooling. We
Does
got
that
to do
mean we're
something.
going to have a nice snowy Christmas?
We got to do something.
I hope
Global
so.
cooling is going to kill
I'll
us
take
all.
snow because I don't have to drive anywhere.
Dude, we
anymore,
are
so I'm good
not
with
going to global cooling. I mean, is that
No.
what you're suggesting right now?
it. No, they call it climate change because it encompasses everything.
You know what my dad
People
says.
are idiots.
Global warming goes for one way, and then that was kind of proven false and argued because they take these pictures of these global warming events in the snow. So they've
Right.
changed it to climate change because that's
Because it wasn't fitting the narrative.
it encompasses everything. Oh yeah, climate's always changing. It's changing more volatile.
People
So-
are fucking idiots. There's
What
no
was
such
that last
thing.
part?
It
Hold on,
takes
what was that last
billions of years for shit to change.
You know what my father says? That we're entering an ice age. And you know why I think we should listen to him?
Because he's old.
Because for 27 years, he was a geologist for Amoco.
He's
I'm
a
just saying.
geologist.
Geologist. My father is a geologist. And he says we're entering an ice age. I'm like, I'm going to listen to that.
Shouldn't he have been like an
Yeah, but what does that
atmospherist?
mean? Like in a,
He studies
like
rocks.
a million years, we're going to go
Yeah.
into it?
No. Ice ages are generally tens of thousands of years.
No,
Those are, and we've gone through thousands of them, millions of them.
Yeah.
Heating, cooling. He said we are we're going into an ice age.
Well, I mean, that's how we move shit around the planet.
Winter is coming.
You know,
That's what we're saying
glaciers
right now.
carry
Winter.
stuff.
Winter
That's
is
why when
coming.
you see these random boulders out in the middle of a field somewhere, you're like, how the fuck did that boulder get there?
Right.
Glaciers.
It was a glacier.
Yeah.
Ice froze. It
Right.
got absorbed into the plates of ice, and the ice migrate, believe it or not.
Right.
Ice migrates for hundreds and hundreds of miles and then just drops off and makes a deposit of a big fucking boulder.
Oh, there's tons of stuff like
I
that.
love that shit.
Finding a clam fossil in New Mexico. How do you think that happened? Because it used to be the ocean.
Because it used to have legs.
You just,
Whoa. Wait, so the
like the
leg fell
coelacanth.
off and left its clam?
oh.
It was
I
like
had
the
a girlfriend like that.
like the coelacanth. You had a girl like that?
Well, what's going on with your company now? You said
Oh, right now?
there was some sort of
Outage. We always have outages.
Well, there's this big old hack that just happened too.
No,
so.
we weren't hacked.
No, I'm not saying you were, but there's a huge one going on, another big ransomware.
for where?
And they want $70 million from like a whole bunch of different companies.
Thousands of companies.
I'm telling you, we got to take them out. How about just a missile strike? We don't have to send in a special ops team. Just missile strike the data center.
Dude,
that
we
those
can
bastards
easily
use.
take out. I mean, look, it just takes a little cooperation. You know, you just got to get somebody with balls. Trump will do it.
Trump would do it.
Trump would do it, and he wouldn't think twice about it.
I believe that.
Well, this is impacting folks worldwide, though.
Yeah, enough.
One of the big chains that got hurt was a slew of grocery stores in Switzerland.
Yeah.
Right.
800 grocery stores went down.
Guys, it was bad enough that they attacked and brought down a major pipeline in the United States.
That was a few months ago. Yeah,
That is an act of war. I'm dead serious. That is
Yeah.
vital infrastructure, and that impacted the entire eastern coast of the United States.
They could do stuff. You know,
Enough.
they can
That
access
right there
our,
crossed
our
every line.
nuclear power plants and keep us
Yeah.
from being able to control the cooling elements.
That
of the-
crossed every line, and at that point, it's no holds barred. And I hope
And that's what Biden was like. He was like, "Hey, look, we gotta. If you're gonna do it, we want to make sure that you don't do it with these. Let's just agree right now. We're not gonna." He pulled up a list of like 5
Did he
or
say
6. Yes,
what are you talking about?
Biden in the G6 summit. Is that what it is? G7.
He said, "Let's all be
G7
friends and not
No.
attack each
you
other."
can only
No,
you can only
no.
attack these.
What he said, he was like, "Hey, look, let's come with an agreement that we're not gonna, no matter what, we're not gonna attack these." So it's kind of like we're gonna have an agreement on, you know, not necessarily-
Oh my God!
Kind of like the agreement.
Bullshit.
We're not going to use gas warfare.
yeah, it's like we're not gonna use mustard gas. We're
Talk
gonna,
about
no.
talk-
How about you don't fucking do it?
Yeah,
How about
talk-
if you do it again?
what a
we're
position
gonna-
of weakness, man.
We'll fucking put a foot up your ass.
Yeah.
I mean,
So one thing that I found was interesting is that the group that was responsible for bringing down that pipeline. What was the name of the pipeline? Do you guys remember?
Colonial.
Colonial Pipeline. Nice. When the website for those people went down, and they don't know if it was brought down and they were sent running, or whether the United States did a counteroffensive, cyber attack and brought down their website and all kind of stuff.
Really?
I thought that was at least interesting that there was some sort of,
Well, you hope
countermeasure.
behind the scenes that they are doing something about it.
Yeah, and I hope they're like going all out with it. That's because that crossed the line.
there's a lot involved in it. The way they use VPNs and just multiple VPNs
Oh, yeah.
and series of VPNs. It's just, yeah, it's got to be tough to catch.
Oh, it's complicated.
There's I read an article today because I got out there because it impacted my industry again.
Again? Oh, not
Right.
your business,
So-
your company, but
So, one of the things that it said was for the Colonial Pipeline, or was it it may have been the beef one, either the Colonial or the beef company, that the hackers got a heads up because there was a antivirus company, sorry,
Mhm.
who posted something that, hey, we have
A vulnerability.
no, there's a vulnerability and we have a fix.
Right.
So in order to do this, and these hackers read that, so they're like, we need to act now
Yeah, we
Before
need
they
to
put-
exploit the vulnerability.
before it gets fixed. So
Unbelievable.
they went ahead and did it, and this was like within 5 days of that story
So
coming
they
out.
basically told them exactly how to get in there and do it.
Correct. They basically said you need to do it now. Really?
So we've got to find a whole new system of
Smells.
a whole new system of
Smells good.
telling people what to protect without the hackers getting to it, and that's impossible.
Right. And that basically, again, I read several articles today, and they basically said it's going to happen. It's a matter of how quickly you recover. There's no way to stop it because no matter how good or fast we are, the hackers are determined.
Oh, that's all
and
they do.
Have the means.
Yeah, that's all they do.
They said expect it to happen or you'll go out of business. This was what this
Wow.
one security company was saying.
Yeah.
You have to be prepared for when it happens on how you react to it.
And I think what you have to do is you have to build,
A parallel system.
you have to build layers to your system that when they do take over something, it's an outer perimeter type of thing. You know what I mean?
You need a parallel system that's not connected. Just something like you got to update. It's not constantly online. I don't know how you do
Well, yeah,
that.
but what they do is, and they have a time release thing. Okay, as soon as now it's hook up to the parallel. Now it's over on the parallel one as well. You know, you
Yeah,
have
these
to connect them at some point.
These guys are going to outsmart you because that's what they do.
That's all they do. They
they're
sit
the
there and they
best.
figure it out,
They're the best in the world, or maybe as good as the best in the world. So I don't know.
and that's all they do. They sit in their little cave. Who knows? They could be in a nice office, just sitting there typing away. This code didn't
They're
work.
making millions and millions of dollars. They're in a really nice office
Yeah, this code didn't work. Let me try this. This code didn't work. Let me try this.
all day
Ooh,
long.
it
All
worked.
day long.
That one
Yeah,
worked.
but they're
With
getting
automated
crunched too
bots.
because didn't they
Yep.
trace all that Bitcoin that they got paid into, which was retarded anyways? Isn't Bitcoin like one of the most easily traced monetary
They
thing out there?
reversed the money they were paid for the Colonial Pipeline. I don't. Again, that was encouraging to me.
It's supposed to be not traceable.
See, that's the confusion.
Cryptocurrency says it's not supposed to be traceable.
I thought it was. I was when it first came out. That was one of the unique things they said about that was that it is absolutely traceable. Because it has an ID that you can tell.
I think-
I don't know.
So here's the
everybody
thing.
that's ever owned it.
I think it's traceable but anonymous. There's a difference there, right? So I don't know. But I'm not an expert
All right, well,
on.
that's
I'm
maybe
not
not
an expert on
anonymous, but
cryptocurrency.
maybe whatever name you put in there.
Right.
You're just
I don't know.
supposed to be using your real name. Yeah, we're kind of staring at this lava lamp here. It's getting
Yeah,
a little action.
The lava lamp's actually working. Yeah, it kind of leads me into since we mentioned the G7. I read today that it failed, but a new global tax is trying to be passed right now with from the G7 conference. They want to, I guess, I don't know. I didn't read the whole article.
I read
Tax
that
everything.
I read that Biden was pushing it, and that the other partners were like, "Nah, we're good."
Well, 130 of the 139 countries voted for it. 9 have said no, we don't want it.
And that's all it took.
That's all it took. So they're having to rethink it. So they must be pretty powerful countries if they said no.
Right.
You know. So the global tax. How would you like to spend an extra 9%? Again, I don't know if it's on all of a sudden everything
I
is
don't know.
taxed another 9%.
Dude,
Or-
Americans will flip out on that. Flip out.
That's basically a global tariff.
The global tax is what it's called.
And that's baby steps towards one world order.
Globalization. My question is,
Which
where
is
are the-
actually what half the country in their stupidity they want. Like
Well,
Democrats and liberals,
yeah,
they're good with that. They don't believe in nationalism.
no.
They don't believe in America's greatness or America anything. They believe in
They think it's unfair that we have
That's
what
right.
we have.
They want one world economy, one world government, everybody, freedom for everybody, which the irony is the exact opposite. It's going to be slavery for everyone.
Yeah, there it is right there. Minimum tax of at least 15%. The U.S. is pushing for a global tax of at least 15%, called the announcement
Oh
Historic
my
Day for
God.
Economic Diplomacy. 90%. So what would it tax?
Yeah. Well, let's find out what exactly it would do.
Everything you export.
I don't know. We need to do some research on this.
Yeah.
I don't know what it affects.
So Biden's
Oh, here
global.
we go. It gives countries where a company does business the right to tax some $100 billion in multinational. Can you keep scrolling because I'm microphones up in the way. Multinational company profits, including digital ones, regardless of the company's home country.
Oh, so that means Amazon. So Amazon does business in Germany.
Right.
America wants to tax that German business.
Okay.
15%. So that's what that is. So U.S. would get 15% tax on all the sales in Germany. And if there's any German companies that do business here, we would be taxed 15% on that, and Germany would get it. So Aldi, IKEA,
I just don't know.
all the prices would go up.
Right. Exactly. It's going to.
All the foreign
So
companies,
once
Toyota.
again, Biden is getting us
Honda.
involved to raise the prices of shit in the United States.
Correct. Toyota, Honda, all the Japanese companies, all your TVs,
It was raised prices, and they're okay with.
computers.
Here's the thing: you don't understand.
15% tax
They
on
are
that.
okay with prices raising. They know they want energy to be more expensive. They want gas to be more expensive. They want everything to be more expensive. They don't care.
So any OPEC oil, would it now have a 15%
Probably.
tax on it?
Probably.
On top of, so that make your
Interesting.
gas go up.
It's. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah,
It
it'd be a
drives-
huge impact. Basically,
huge impact.
a lot of your costs, because what's American made anymore?
Right.
I mean, it has to be an American company. So, it'd be all of the, like I said, the Toyota, the
Right.
Honda, the Kia, the Sonys.
Right.
All
Well,
the,
it depends on the
Samsung.
legal entity, of course, right?
But
Because
Apple is here. So Apple phones wouldn't be taxed here in the U.S., but they would have a 15% tax everywhere else.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
in
what
theory.
about all the parts to the phone?
That's
that
where
you
the company
purchase?
is, right? It's where the company is, not where
the
they're
home,
made.
where the company's home
Yeah,
country.
but still, you're buying parts, so you got to purchase those parts, and then it's assembled somewhere else.
It's where the companies are housed,
Right.
not where shit's
I don't know.
made.
To me, it just sounds like a horrible idea. I don't believe in overtaxing companies because that's what creates opportunity.
Yeah, so who gets the money?
Well,
No.
the U.S. would,
The home country.
the home country.
So nor would so 50% minimum tax seems to include carve-outs for industries certain countries deem as strategic, such as the British financial services sector. Ireland, with its 12.5% minimum rate, continues to object, which could complicate final approval in the European region. So Ireland is one of the ones that backed out. It'd be more accurate to say that the Matthias Cormann, Secretary General of the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, under whose auspices of the negotiations occurred, noted that it multilaterally agreed limitations. That's just reiterating that.
See, I think also what it would do, and if it's not part of this, I know they're pushing it, because now, if you buy something online and that company does not have an entity in your state, you don't pay tax on it,
Right.
right?
Oh, they've wanted to change that for a while.
They want to change that. So if you buy something, let's say they're based out of New York, and they only have stores in New York, but you can order from them and you ship it to Texas, there's no tax on it.
Right.
They want to be able to tax that now, or
Right.
they want to anyway.
So imagine a country that has little to no global companies in their country.
All the prices would go up.
Everything would go up
Yeah.
because every single company that does business in their country is going to have to send additional revenue for whatever they sell there back to their home countries. Additional
would this-
taxation.
I don't understand how this would benefit a lot of countries, unless I'm not international business savvy, where I know, like, India has a lot of. They have a lot of industries. But
And
that's just an
what was
example.
crazy is 130 said yes.
Yeah, nine said no.
I'd be curious what the 9 are. I wonder if they're the biggest ones.
Well, Ireland.
and you
said
would think
no.
that they were the ones that would stand to benefit the most, but apparently not. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Crazy. So what is it? So every decision they make has to be unanimous?
I guess.
I mean, really? You're going to get 139 countries just to agree on anything?
Well, yeah, but what if those nine abstain? They're like, yeah, we're not doing that.
And then done. Whole
And then
thing
these
shut
other
down.
companies who may have gotten, yeah, we have to do it. Then they're like, yeah, I don't want to do it now either because my shit's going up, right?
Yeah, I don't know. Just weird. I don't know.
So now they're like, okay, well Ireland's exempt. I don't know who else, Spain and Italy. You're exempt, but everyone else, you're paying 15%.
Yeah. Sounds like a bad idea.
I'm trying
Anyway.
to find it right here where they're talking about
I think it's a terrible idea.
It is. Agreed.
anything to keep. I mean, it's bad for everybody. It's bad for everybody.
You know what it boils down to? It's the prevailing idea that the government, any government, world government, each of these countries' governments, spend. Tax every possible thing you can because you're going to spend like crazy.
A lot of countries have VATs.
Right.
We don't.
You mean like big steel drums where they make beer?
VATs. The value added tax.
Oh,
Right. So they tax every step of the process.
Yeah, I know.
Right. So we don't have that here, and there's some discussion to implement that. It's just a way to get more money.
So the Treasury Secretary Janet L. Yellen called the agreement a historic day for economic diplomacy, and said it represented one of the administration's core foreign policy goals. One of the core goals is
Right.
to establish this tax.
Right.
And we still don't know where that tax is going to go.
It'll go to the federal government.
Right.
Will it?
Yes, that's
Yeah.
what it says.
Federal government.
So all the extra tax that Amazon's going to have to charge for all the business they do outside of the U.S. is going to go to the U.S. government.
Right. So right now, all the stuff that Amazon sells in Hungary, right? We don't get any tax. The federal government doesn't get any tax money for anything sold in Hungary.
Hungary gets taxed probably,
Hungary does.
I guess,
Yeah, Hungary does.
but the U.S. doesn't.
But the U.S. doesn't. So
Yeah,
now
but
they're
why
going
the
to,
fuck do they? It's I just like why do we want to dip our fingers in that?
because they want more
They
money,
want more
because
money.
because they're spending like crazy, and they need to find somewhere to get the money.
Well,
Because they also know they can't raise taxes too high on the people, because then they get voted out of office. So they're trying to screw the businesses.
this is just a side. Well, those taxes are just going to get passed on to us.
Yeah, they are.
That's what happens every
Well, no,
single
they're
time.
going to get passed on to the people in Hungary, and they don't care about it because those people can't vote for you for
No,
for
what I'm
people
saying,
making the policy.
what I'm saying is, for the companies that we buy from other companies. Like
Yes.
I said, if I'm buying a new Honda,
Right.
my prices went up 15%.
Right. Mhm.
Right.
And so I guess that would encourage us to buy local or buy American,
By Ford.
buy Ford.
Right. So,
I
and
don't
it
know.
may.
And it may.
It's kind of like a tariff, if you want to think about it.
It is.
Just like Trump did it. Right. He's gonna. Except they're doing it on everything.
Right. It's a tariff on all foreign stuff. But what's going to happen is people will stop buying American stuff overseas.
Correct.
So then what happens? They raise their prices locally too.
Yeah.
Domestically.
It's just it's wrong across the board. It's just a bad thing. Now
Yeah.
it's just a bunch of greedy sons of bitches. That's all it boils down to. They're just being greedy.
It's just an out of control government that spends way more than they make. So anyway, have we beat this dead horse?
No.
We're going to keep going?
Yeah, we're done.
There's more horse to beat.
What I'd like to talk about is the holiday we just went through, and I know we briefly touched on it in the previous podcast, but we didn't really talk about 4th of July. And this was kind of a momentous one, the big ones in 5 years. So this was year 245 of the Great USA.
And what was it? There's a term, but the blah 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 blah
By
blah.
quadrilateral? No, I don't know. I don't think it's called anything.
It's the Centennial
Well, I remember the bicentennial in 1976.
200.
That was 200. I remember that one.
It's a big one.
It was a big one. Gosh, we're getting old. 'Cause now 250 is in 5 years.
That's insane.
I know.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's insane.
That's embarrassing.
It is embarrassing.
I remember the 200 and now the 250's coming up. So it's-
245. That
Well,
was a big one.
But it,
But we didn't do any fireworks this time. We didn't see any fireworks. We didn't set off any fireworks, which
Well,
is fine.
well,
It's
again, I think the kids are grown,
right.
and
Well, there were no kids at all at my party.
no, none. And we did the fireworks with the kids for a long time.
Right.
And I get sick of dealing with the crowds.
I know.
I mean, it's old man syndrome or whatever, because like I don't want to deal with it.
right.
So I haven't done fireworks over the last probably 4 or 5 years, and don't necessarily miss it. We had our own show
Right.
a couple years ago. We went out with a bang, and
Is that where you set most of the neighborhood on fire? Or
pretty much. And what happened is
that was Sean's fault?
It wasn't my fault.
no, we were there to enjoy, but and supervise. But our boys, of course, went out, and they're of age, and
Unbeknownst to us.
yeah, and they went out and they bought like suitcases full of big fireworks,
Oh, wow.
and
I'm guessing not legal to be set off inside the city.
no,
No, in Collin County, you're not allowed to set off fireworks.
these are
within
bigger
the
than
city
sprinklers
limits.
or sparklers.
Technically, you're not even allowed to have sparklers. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
I thought it was a city of Frisco, not a Collin County. Because you can be out in the boonies in Collin County outside the cities.
Yeah, maybe it is Frisco. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I think it is the city of Frisco.
So anyway, we lit some off, and some were extremely large.
And loud.
and loud, and it went on for maybe 3 hours.
Oh my God! How did the police not get called?
They were out front
Yeah, but at the end.
at the end of the street
Yeah,
on
we
both
stopped.
sides.
We stopped.
They were driving around the alley and everything. I sat out front.
Well, how did they not raid the house?
Well, they were popping people leaving, hoping to get because at this point, what they're trying to do is they're trying to say, oh, well, how can we screw these guys over the most? What's the biggest bang for our buck? And that's to hopefully snag a few people for a DWI. As far as money goes.
Right. I see.
And fortunately for us, the folks that left didn't drink a drop because they were like kids.
And they were stopped.
Oh yeah,
They were stopped.
immediately.
Just
There were 3 or 4 cops sitting right on the street, just waiting.
No.
They were out in front of my house standing, and I had walked out and sat down on my little circle,
Yes.
and they were like talking to me, and I said, well, I told them a little fib. Said, well, I've been asleep. I just
Yeah,
I
good
work-
luck.
I
Good luck
work
with that.
nights, and so I was my kids were maybe doing some sparklers in the back. And I said, but, I've heard some firecrackers come up from the neighborhood behind us. They were like, no, we're pretty sure it's in your yard.
They called you out on it.
Yeah. And I was like, and just kind of walked back in the house, and that
And they
conversation
didn't give you a
ended.
fine?
No, I mean,
That's like $1,000 fine.
Oh, we stopped.
yeah.
Yeah, but they don't care. You've
there
been
was
doing
no
it for
proof.
3 hours.
They didn't catch us.
Yeah,
in the
but
act.
they had the boys brought some big ones, and the opening one was where it went off, and
It was a big mortar.
it was a big mortar.
Yeah, I know.
It went off.
My wife and I woke up.
we felt like
You
it
probably-
exploded. What I believe to be
It was
premature.
Oh yeah.
So it went up, which I believe to be like maybe 100 foot, and it probably
that.
should have gone up more.
No, it was just above the house.
It was just above the house, and it went
Ah.
off. And I'm not sure if there were car alarms going off, but it was a topic of discussion on the Nextdoor app for sure.
Well, didn't
you know.
someone call?
And then it just kept going, and we had a variety of different things to put off. We had the square cube that you light one fuse, and the shit went off for like 5 minutes. And at first it was really tame, and then these little like sparkle, 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 and then a wee, wee, pop, wee, wee, and then shit just got violent, and it was like this flame ball with a
Just whistlers.
10-foot sphere of heat consuming the backyard.
Oh my God. We
Yeah.
had something similar in our driveway, and we thought it was done because it was like the same kind of thing. Oh, that was exciting. Brody jumps over it, right? While it was basically flaming out, it was done. And I was like, Brody, you idiot. And I started walking towards it. Grand finale kicked off. And it was exactly what you described.
Yeah.
It literally, it pinned me to the garage door. I was trying to get back from it, and it was probably at least 15 feet away from me. It was it's amazing.
Yeah.
And then it finally ended, and everybody in the yard was like, "Oh wow!" And like they all started cheering and being
Right.
crazy, and I was like covered in soot.
Yeah, that's basically what it was. And you should have seen our backyard the next day.
Oh, it must have been a
Yeah.
mess.
There was like paper shrapnel and just everywhere in the
Tubes
in
and
the whole
rockets.
neighborhood. Frankly, like the alley. I mean,
oh no.
because look, man,
They had rockets.
they went all out. It was like a nonstop.
So they didn't do it this year.
No,
we put a
last
stop to it.
2-3
We said that's
years.
it.
I mean,
We're
we-
done.
Good.
They said this is it. This is one and done.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
you're on a national watch
I
list.
think so.
Yeah.
I mean, like militia type of,
It was
No.
ridiculous.
NSA.
It was
it
absolutely
was over
ridiculous.
the top, and what an irresponsible dad. But
But it's fun.
in retrospect, no one got hurt. I don't want to say that makes it right. I just want to say it was a lot of fun, and
I just can't believe you didn't get a fine. I mean, what do they have to do to give you a fine? That's the
They
definition.
got to catch
I
you.
think
in
they have
the
to
act.
catch you with the fireworks, I believe.
But if it's in your backyard, they
Well,
can't
it
go in
requires
there.
a warrant, you know.
They can't go in there, so they just, even though they see it launching from inside your yard.
I don't know. I don't know what the legalities are.
That's insane.
But they didn't. They didn't come in.
But there's a lot of bad things that can happen. I mean, you guys kind of shared something about someone getting hurt, but before we share that, you know, I had one of those big mortars. It's got a big square bottom and a tube stuck to it.
Yeah.
I mean, I lived in El Paso, and it was sitting kind of precariously on a.
What does El Paso have to do with it?
That's where I lived at the time.
Yeah, okay.
That's where they have
And-
very uneven
I was going
ground.
to say, was it just
It's very flat, but
a different
uneven.
kind of mortar?
No, it was just where I was at the time,
Okay.
and it also kind of gives detail to how long ago it was. But nonetheless, there was a mortar, and it had toppled over due to the unlevel ground and the wind blowing by.
Yeah.
And it was a big boy.
Right.
And when that thing went off,
It was in your
It
direction.
zipped by your
man,
face.
it was alarming.
Did you feel it?
Yeah. Well, I had my eyebrows were singed.
As it went by,
Yeah. It was the real shit, man.
it's a rocket.
You know, I mean, it was a big one too. I mean, it was like 4 inches in diameter and about 20 inches tall. It was a big fucking mortar that went off. And when it hit,
I was going to say it went sideways. What did
it
it
went
hit?
sideways. It went over the house. Like it was a fucking cannon that went off. And it just so happened the fire marshal lived next to us.
And it went off like in the street, or
It went and shot. So I was in the field across the street from our house, and it had shot over our house.
right.
And the fire marshal came out and showed me his badge that he was a fire marshal, and he was like, "Dude,
But it detonated. But
Oh.
it detonated.
oh, it went off."
And your side of your head smoking.
no,
And it was what, like 10 feet off the ground when it
uh,
detonated?
no, it went over the house.
Okay, so it kept
And-
going up.
Yeah, it went over the house. It kept going for a little bit more, and then you couldn't see it. And so it was. You got to imagine when it exploded, you only saw half the sphere.
Right. Oh,
So you
my
went
God.
Boom. So you have I have no idea what the fuck happened.
So
on the
someone
other
could have
side
been
of that
sitting
one.
in their backyard.
Yeah, you could
All
have
of a
killed,
sudden, this
you could have
thing
killed
just
a number
blew
of
up
people.
underneath.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Imagine you sit in your backyard
is
and a
what-
mortar comes over the fence and explodes.
This is what happens to these dogs that are scared shitless whenever. That's the reason. I'm the reason why. But nonetheless, man, it was
Expensive
scary.
dog
And you know what?
therapy.
And I dodged a bullet literally. But I tell you there was some goalie,
NHL.
24 years old.
Yeah,
Sitting
NHL goalie.
Sitting in a spa. Same type of deal. The thing fell over and hit him in the chest and killed him.
He was sitting in a spa.
He's
Yeah,
inside
in
of
a
a
hot
spa.
tub.
Hot tub.
It hit him.
Hit him in the chest, and they said they called 911, and he was still breathing, but he was not doing well. And so I'm guessing it stopped his heart. I mean, it wasn't burn related as far as I can tell. It was blunt force trauma to his chest.
So he probably had liquid in the blood in the lungs, all kinds of shit.
I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, that guy right there. There he is. He was
So
on
the Blue Jackets goalie Matisse Kliviniks was struck in chest by fireworks.
Unbelievable. 24 years old.
Yeah. So
I'm
the
waiting
medical
for-
examiner who performed the autopsy on the Blue Jackets goalie Matisse Kliviniks said fireworks mortar shell hit him in the chest during an incident Sunday that killed him in Novi, Michigan.
Heart and lungs injuries, fatal injuries to his heart and lungs. Yep.
This just hit him so damn hard. Like a car
Unbelievable.
accident, right?
Yeah,
People
yeah,
die
there
of
you go.
blunt force trauma.
Sad. Promising career too.
Damn.
Sustained extensive external injuries as well. So probably bruised and it may have broken him open. Who
That's
knows?
just not right.
Well, I mean, if it hit him, I mean, it could have literally, if that ball hit him and then exploded, I
Yeah,
mean, that could have been
I don't know
traumatic.
if it exploded. I think it bounced off his chest.
And landed in the hot tub
Yeah, maybe.
and then blew his balls off.
No, it just probably fizzled out because it was underwater.
No, that does not happen like that.
Really?
Yeah.
It'll still go off?
Yes. Because we used to take bottle rockets.
And launch them
And-
into water?
We would put them in a bottle and we'd aim them at the water. They would go in the
Yeah,
water.
they
Then you
do.
hear a bloop.
Yep. I used to do the same thing.
And they went off.
Oh, yeah. They'd explode.
They explode, and sometimes they had fish that would pop up.
People fish like that
Yeah.
with dynamite.
Oh my
It's
God.
true.
I know. I've heard of that.
Yeah, and it's real too. I'm telling you, we would like little sunfish or bluefish, whatever the fuck they're called.
Yeah, it's a sad story.
Bluegill.
This is in New Jersey.
Bluegill.
Bluegill. Well, that just that's terrible, you know.
Terrible.
And I worry for the boys.
And you know, 100 people. They said 100 people died in fireworks-related injuries across the United States this weekend.
Wow, that's a lot. Just like the football player Jason Pierre-Paul, probably 6-7 years ago, he was holding a M80 or something like that and blew his fingers off.
Yep,
Remember that?
I do. Did it end his career?
No, he's still playing,
Yeah, I thought so.
but he sat out a year because it blew like 2 fingers off. I think.
God.
I mean, gone. And you see him now; he's got it. It's
See,
Like
he
a
was
prosthetic
holding it.
finger.
and it went off and it blew his fingers off.
Well, they
Yeah.
say when you have an enclosed hand,
Yeah,
that's
that's not.
that's when you blow fingers off and stuff.
Well, or if it's just big enough, it was a big. I think it was an M80 that went off.
Right.
M80s are. Oh, I forget what the thing is, but they're like 1/8 the size of a dynamite stick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So put in there, Jason Pierre-Paul.
Yeah. Fireworks
Hand.
are a bad idea, to be honest.
Yeah, but we did them.
Pierre.
And-
I did too.
You know, you know what? Even as reckless as we were doing in my backyard, we had caution.
There it is. Look at that.
Golly,
Damn.
Yeah.
that's fucked up. That's his
You
right
know, so
hand too.
I had an incident. I don't know how many years ago now, where I was holding sparklers, and they were these metal ones that like were burning super hot and super fast. I was like, "What the hell is going on with this?" And so these little kids were crowding around me, waiting for me to hand them their sparklers, right? And I've got, I'm handing them one at a time, right? And I'm angling them to light them, Well, a spark hopped over and landed in the middle of the ones I had in my hand,
Oh no.
and they all went up at once. Okay, and they were all crowded around me, right? And so I turned my hand away like this. I backed away from them. I made sure none of them were there. Well, meanwhile, it's burning me, and then I threw them into the grass, and I got third-degree burns all over my thumb and
Ouch.
my third-degree burns all over my thumb and my finger, to where they're still like I have minimal feeling in portions of these.
So I
It's
could
kinda
take
like
a
my
knife to it.
shin.
And I had to go to the emergency room. I didn't want to because I was like, what are they going to do? They're going to put some,
Neosporin.
ointment
some-
on it. Yeah, exactly.
Put a tincture.
Exactly.
Put a
What'd you say?
I was so
Tincture?
mad. I was so mad. But I was thankful that I was, I made sure that none of the kids got burned. But still, it was stupid. Those are sparklers.
Yeah. Well, the fuck, those things get hot.
Oh, they were burning and that's what I was struggling with. I was like, dude, they're burning so fast that I was like handing it to one kid, handing it to another kid, and I was like, damn, I can't hand them out fast enough. And
Right.
then the whole thing went up.
I wonder if they're made improperly.
I don't know. But
Because sometimes those sparklers are a pain in the ass to light.
well,
Yeah,
and-
really,
and-
it
well,
seems
the
kind
best
of
way to light
crazy.
them is
What's a sparkler?
right with
Yeah.
the sparkler, and that's where I screwed up because I was angling it with my thumb. So I had a stack in this hand with 90 degrees, right, and I was lighting it. Right, you know what I mean?
Right.
And it went bad.
Yeah, I had an incident where I burned myself on my hand in Germany, and I was lighting sparklers. I had those non-safety matches, and I don't know how I did it, but I had the match in one hand, lighting a sparkler, and when the sparkler lit, I was like, "Cool!" Threw the match back into the box of non-safety matches,
Right.
and the whole fucking box went up.
Yep.
500. That was like a freaking bomb that went
I
off.
remember, speaking of sparklers, me and a buddy, was probably maybe a freshman in high school, and we had these sparklers. They were the big ones, like the 3-foot sparklers. Have you
Yes.
seen those? Really
Yes.
big ones.
Damn.
And he lived on a street where his side of the street was at a higher elevation than the other side of the street. Significant.
Right.
And the other side of the street, the house had a huge pine tree,
Oh,
probably
no.
50 feet. I mean, the kind of pine tree that's 50
Oh,
feet
that's
tall,
awesome.
and it goes all the way down to the ground.
Right.
The leaves do. And we were up there, and we were just throwing it. And it would go down and land in the street. Well, I threw it a little bit too hard. And I threw it,
Oh.
and it hit the top of the tree, and
Oh,
you could see
no.
it falling through the tree. And we're
Mm.
like, if it gets stuck,
And
this
lighting.
damn tree is going to go up because the ground was covered in dead needles.
Yeah.
So we
And
were just standing
and
there.
we talked about Christmas trees and how those go up.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty
And
fast.
we just saw it bouncing as it made its way down. And as soon as it got close, we ran over there and picked it up before it could light any of the shit up on the ground. So there was about 20 seconds of panic as it worked its way, as it fell through the branches.
That would have been awful.
It would have been
The great-
spectacular.
It would have been a fantastic forest fire.
It would have been the tree was about 50 feet tall. It would have
Oh,
been tremendous, but it probably would have caught the house on fire and
probably
everything else. So
Yeah, I mean, everybody has these type of stories. We had one where
Just
a bottle
stupid.
rocket, got shot over the fence and caught the. We had a big field and it started burning.
yeah,
And I ran and grabbed a hose, and some electrical truck stopped, and they pulled out these big rubber mats, and they were throwing them down on the. I mean, it's just there's a million of these stories.
oh yeah.
Fireworks are just a bad idea.
Well,
man.
Brandon, again, those stupid fireworks they bought, they had some leftover Roman candles, and he was holding it the wrong way. So he was holding it like this,
it was blasting towards him.
and one hit him in the gut. So he was like, shit. And Preston and Steven were there, and they were giggling and shit. And, and I don't know if he threw it down on the ground or what, but one shot out and hit him. He was holding it the wrong way.
So let me change gears a little bit.
All
Let-
right.
Let me get how you guys feel about this, because this is a weird thing. So there's an ex-teacher and who said that she had a constitutional right to have sex with students that were
Constitutional right.
to have
What is that? Show me that in the Constitution.
All right. Well, so
Thou
former-
shall be able to have sex with
Former
whoever thy
Alabama
please.
teacher Carrie Cabri Witt was sentenced to 10 years in prison after having sex with students. The Morgan County Sheriff's Office said that a former Alabama high school teacher who claimed it was her constitutional right to have sex with two of her students and has been sentenced to 10 years in state prison.
I believe
She
she's
was 47.
misinterpreting the Constitution.
Pretty sure.
She spent 18 months behind the bars and another 18 months in community corrections program. And her sentencing on Thursday seemed to put an end to controversy about the case that was backed up for 5 years.
I always
That-
find it interesting what these ladies look like. Not just ladies, but the guys too.
Oh, well,
Sometimes the teachers are like
Smoking.
smoking hot.
yeah, look at her. I mean, she's not ugly.
Oh,
No, she's not ugly. All right, so
No.
but if they're underage, it's statutory rape. I mean, it doesn't matter. Now, if the students are seniors and they're 18 or something like that, that's different.
Well, one was 17 and one was 18.
Well, I think there's a law that says they're in a position of authority.
But
Yeah,
Witt
maybe.
insisted that she was being prosecuted for consensual relationship only because she worked at a school, as the age of the consent in Alabama is 16. Interesting.
Well, she's
twist there.
got a point there. I mean, it's immoral. It's immoral, and it's
She should be fired from her.
Well, she's in jail.
yeah.
Well, so-
She should never have been able to be a teacher again. But I'm not sure if it was consensual, and they're 17 and 18. I'm not sure she should be in jail. Is she a threat to society?
Not unless you want a blowjob.
She should just not be a teacher ever again.
I don't know. I don't know how I feel
I don't
about
know,
that.
man. But I'll tell
Think
you.
of it the other way.
10 years.
Oh, if
What-
it were the other
if
way,
it
the
was the
dude
other way-
would have been shot. He would have
Yeah.
been killed, massacred, and all that other stuff.
The guy, that guy did it to a 17 or 18-year-old student,
It happens.
it does. I don't get it.
I don't get it either, but I don't know.
Was she married?
Part of me breaks
I don't
down
know.
whether or not, like, what's the value of putting them in prison? Are they a threat to society, right?
Well, it's one of the
Anyway.
topics I was on here. I'm not. It brings up an interesting spin, so to speak. You know,
Then you have the one where the teacher did that same thing, and she went to jail, and then the dude grew up and waited for her.
Oh, was that Mary Kay Letourneau?
Yeah, waited for her, and they had 2 kids together.
They had kids. Yeah.
They got married and had 2 kids, and now they're divorced. Which is
No, she just died.
well, but
Yeah, they did get a divorce.
they got divorced. What?
And
I didn't know
she just
died.
passed away. Yeah.
Of what?
I'm not
Cancer
sure.
or something?
I'm not sure, but yeah. She
Anyway,
went through
that was a crazy story. Yeah, there it is.
Yeah. Yeah, she just passed away not too long ago. 2020. Yeah. I don't know what she died
2
of.
counts of felony second-degree rape of a child.
Well, he would visit
12
her.
or 13 at the time.
She got pregnant when she was in prison.
With obviously his kids.
With his kid, yeah. Yeah. But yeah, they lived
That's
they
crazy.
were married and they lived they were fine for
Yeah.
years and years. And then
Yeah.
I don't know what caused the divorce, but that happened years down the road.
Yeah. What was the age difference between the two?
It was huge.
Well, yeah.
Well, he was 12 and 13.
And she was 20-something.
97, 62. She was 25, right?
Which actually is not that big a deal.
Or no, she was 35.
35?
She was 35. 62 to 97.
So
Yeah,
18-year difference.
she was 35.
Yeah.
Because she had
more than that.
she was married with kids of her own.
Right. How weird. What a weird story.
Yeah.
Anyway, we got to change topics. That's kind of a
Yeah, it's creepy.
creepy one, yeah.
So, should we talk about Biden now? No, I'm joking.
Speaking of creepy.
Yeah. You know what I want to talk about? I want to talk about what's going on in Afghanistan. I hate to laugh.
I haven't heard anything.
So, you know how the U.S. is pulling out, right? U.S. is pulling out. And
We're 90% out right now.
right, and that was it. Is
Didn't
it
Trump start that?
what's the gigantic base? Bagram.
Baghdad, Bagram.
I think it's Bagram. They have the biggest base in
The
Afghanistan.
biggest airport.
Yeah. Well, no, base. Full on base, right? And they leave, the U.S. forces leave in the dead of night and apparently do not tell the Afghan army that they're leaving, probably because of security. And the place gets looted.
By just the
By locals.
locals.
Locals loot the base and start selling the stuff that they looted. And
Well, they
then-
abandoned it, didn't they?
Yeah, they abandon it with no security, right? And so, and so the Afghan army like starts to move into the base like the next day, like to try to get things under control or whatever.
Right.
And it's just that's the epitome of the
Well, we're not far from that here either.
of the instability of that country.
Yeah,
Right.
we're not far from that either. You get
I
the,
know. I mean, look, we just talked about Neiman
tribal
Marcus.
bullshit downtown. Yeah, that kind of crap.
Yeah, but get this. So here's another part. So, you know how the Afghan army has always struggled to fight the Taliban, right? They're scared of them. They're terrified. They don't ever want to get caught by them because they know they're going to be brutalized. And they're defecting, just like before.
Into Taliban?
Yeah,
They're just leaving.
yeah, the ones that are trying to stop the Taliban advances. I mean, that whole country is going to fall to the Taliban. You know that, right?
Oh, yeah. It's
it's going to start all over again.
It's gonna. Yep.
And so, like 1,000 soldiers ran across the border of Afghanistan into
Pakistan.
start with a T, to Zakistan.
Tehran.
No, to Zakistan or something like that. Anyway, so the women, the Afghan women, are taking up arms to fight the Taliban because all the male Afghan soldiers are fleeing.
Really?
I mean, is that country ever going to get their shit together? Ever?
Tajikistan.
Yeah, Tajikistan.
Tajikistan.
Anyway, it's a mess, and it's going to be a mess forever. I don't understand that. I mean, we peeled.
Well, that's kind of the argument of why are we there?
Exactly. We poured hundreds
Well,
of billions of dollars
The
into
problem with
into
the
everything.
same thing,
there.
it's the same thing
Infrastructure.
over and over. It's a cycle. It's like we go, we help some people out, they become dependent on us, we
Right.
become part of the system. We didn't do what we were supposed to be doing, which was bring in their folks, train them, and
do
then
that, though.
seamlessly leave. No,
That's what we do.
We did.
we did. Okay, but it didn't.
But it never
work.
works.
It doesn't
never
work.
works.
Yeah. So you know what? Like Trump said, just get our. Hey, let's bring. Why can't we just bring our troops home and take care of us?
100%. I
You
agree
know,
with that.
And the people that are acting bad, apply tariffs on them, apply things to make them stop doing what they're doing. If they're not playing well with other countries like Iran, and then now look, Iran's fucking they're developing their uranium again. They're coming out with.
They've been doing that.
I don't think they ever stopped.
They never stopped. Thank
yeah,
you. They
but
never
still, but they were under the radar. They were on the radar. We saw what was going on, and now it's official. They came out with a report today. They're coming out with the uranium metal.
stopped. Right. Well, why do you think Trump pulled out of that Iranian deal? Because under the deal, they were not allowed to do certain things, and they were doing them anyway, and he had the intelligence for it, and he said, Okay, well then fuck you. I'm pulling out of the deal and I'm putting the sanctions back on you because you're not holding up to your end of the bargain. And everybody was like, oh my God, they're just going to, Trump is just letting Iran work on a nuclear missile. They were doing it anyway.
Right.
And he had the guts to call him out on it. Anyway, so yeah, it's a mess.
All right, talk about one more thing, or if we can, what about the whole Bill Cosby thing?
I can't believe they let him out.
I can't believe it.
Not just the fact that he got out. Let's just say he got out for whatever reason. But
Technicality, right?
It was a technicality.
Total technicality.
But did you see some of the video of when he was walking out, and then he would do this little Jello pudding pop bounce to the left? He would like when he was walking. He was
I didn't see it.
Like he's being all cute.
Like right
yeah.
there.
Well,
Right, and then he's giving the peace sign, being all like, hey, look at me, I'm free.
No,
Gee, look, I told you.
yeah.
Hey.
But
Hey, that's Fat Albert.
but the thing
that was Bill
is,
Cosby.
I
It
mean,
was?
I believe.
Yes.
I don't care if he's white, black. People are gonna probably say, "Well, you're just a racist, Sean." You know what? No, has nothing to do with that. It's just that he even said in his own comedy skit, that's what he did. He said he's talking about dating women. He said, "Just give them a little Spanish fly and then have your way."
He's a sick bastard, man.
You know, I mean, the buzz is I can't confirm this. The buzz is that he and his wife were doing it to other girls, women.
His wife was involved?
I think she was complicit, yes. That's my
Is
own
that his
thought.
wife?
No, that
No.
was not his wife.
That's what I think. Because, dude, we're talking over 60 women that he raped. And I guarantee it's more than that. There's a ton that have never come forward.
Yeah, there was some. There was some actor that said, "Yeah, my friend
Mickey Rourke.
Oh yeah, you were saying that story.
Yep.
Yeah, and she got out in time for prior to the drugs taking effect.
Yep. She was
I mean-
woozy and she knew she was in trouble and he tackled her. And she got away from him, got in the car and drove away. Unbelievable. And she never reported it.
Well, it's
Because she knew there
upsetting
was no point.
because he was a big part of. I wasn't a kid when his show was on, but that show was huge back in the late
the
80s.
Fat Albert.
No, the Cosby Show,
Oh well, that too.
Cosby Show and his stand-up.
the stand-up,
He
and
was
Fat
such
Albert.
a clean artist, and I like the way his comedy was.
Me too.
Because it was all real. I mean, it's someone like him that can change things.
And look at
Really,
him.
it
And
takes
he's
a
an
personality like that.
evil, sick person.
Well, even though he is that way, we could still get something from him. If we were to put him up on there on the stage and start telling these black kids, "Hey, look, man, it's not right to pillage and steal from these stores," and he would start to.
You think he could like
I doubt it.
I don't
redeem
think
himself?
No.
No, I don't think he
No.
would. But what I'm saying is that he would be the perfect person, the spokesman for that. I think he would have the power to be able to do that. But it's sad. It's sad.
Crazy. So sad.
But because
Here's the good thing, though. Here's the good thing. Any woman that could put themselves in that situation to get raped by Bill Cosby is an idiot at this point.
Oh, at this point,
Well,
At this point. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Totally at this point. There isn't anybody on the planet that doesn't know that he isn't a predator.
right?
You know what I mean? They know he's a predator, and they know they can never be alone with him. Don't accept anything. Don't go to lunch with him. Don't go to dinner with him. Don't go anywhere near his house. Like,
What he needs to do is he just needs to lay low for the rest of his life. He's got the monies. He just needs to go.
Hey, Mr. Producer, see if you could pull
Yeah.
up something about Bill Cosby and Spanish Fly, because he had this creepy ass
wouldn't surprise
part
me.
of his comedy
Oh,
skit.
he's been doing this for decades, guys.
Where
This
Oh,
wasn't
yeah.
like a couple of years before he got arrested. He was doing it for decades.
Decades.
I bet you it's in hundreds of women.
Just
How about the one all the way on the left?
Just pick one, not that one. One that says Spanish Fly. Just kind of.
No, he's been doing
And he's
it.
funny too, though.
Oh yeah, no, he was. His stand-up was great.
So,
I was 13, man. Start talking about weird things. No, really. Stand on the corner. You know anything about Spanish Fly? What? Spanish Fly? It always happens when you're 13. Only when you're 13 on up to like when you get married. Guys stand around and talk about Spanish fly, and it never starts with one of the guys on the corner. It's always some strange 13-year-old that says, you know what? You know anything about Spanish fly? No, tell me about it. Well, there's this girl, Crazy Mary. You put some in her drink, man. She... Yeah, Spanish, oh yeah, that's really groovy, man. Spanish fly is groovy, yeah, boy. From then on, man, anytime you see a girl, what's that on Spanish fly, boy? Go to a party, see 5 girls standing alone. Boy, if I had a whole jug of Spanish fly, I'd light that color
Oh
up.
my God.
Yeah.
So I thought it only existed in Philadelphia, you know, and I'm working on I Spy, and Bob and I are working together. Sheldon Leonard comes up, says, boys, I Spy is going to Spain. A childhood dream come true.
There you go.
That is admitting it.
Yeah. I mean,
He's a sick, sick individual.
right there. And that was a long time ago. And that, I knew that a long time ago. I knew that when I was, whatever the fuck that came out.
But you didn't have contacts
Yeah,
going
but you
that
would
he was
never have
actually
thought he was a predator.
that he was doing that.
He was just doing a
Ah.
comedy skit.
Yeah, but
Back then, we laughed at it.
I get what he was, I get the spirit of what he was saying. He
Yeah,
was
of
talking
course.
about drugging them and taking advantage of them.
Yes, he was.
And I didn't understand everything about it, but I got that even as a young kid. It's
Wow.
just crazy.
Yeah, Spanish fly.
Well, back then, you think, oh, he's just joking about it. You didn't realize he's actually doing that.
It makes you wonder, man. I wonder if he ever, what is the woman that was his wife, Rashid something?
Oh, she totally stands by him.
His wife or the Cosby Show wife?
Cosby Show wife.
Felicia Rashid? Is that her name?
As a matter of fact, she sent out a tweet celebrating his release, and she was getting torn up on it. And Bill Cosby came out and on Twitter. I'm like, why is he on Twitter? But I guess it doesn't make any difference. And he defended
He's
her.
on it, but Trump's not on it.
And he
That's just
defended her.
crazy.
Oh, yeah. Go figure that, right?
Right.
Wow.
You guys gotta stop. Everyone needs to sit down and have a little Jello pudding pop.
That's well, he did, man. He had the Jello commercials. He had the pudding. He had the Fat
I
Albert.
thought he was great.
Yeah.
Even his Fat Albert show,
Yeah,
he did all the voices.
I used to watch Fat Albert.
I don't
They
know
were
if
great.
you're allowed to say that anymore. Is that racist?
No, Bill
His
Cosby
stand-up
said
was
it.
great. Dad, I'm not, damn it. I'm Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Remember that?
I
Damn it,
loved
get
him
in here. He
when
goes,
he's
up
talking
until the
about,
age of 7, I thought my name was Damn It. And he goes, damn it, get in here. Damn it, put it in. I'm not, damn it, I'm Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
He was funny. He was funny.
Tons
His
of funny
stand-up was
stuff.
great.
The giving the kids dessert in the mornings for breakfast. He was
Yeah.
like, it's got
Chocolate
milk.
cake.
It's got milk. It's got eggs. It's got everything in here. Cake it is shunk,
Yep.
sliced for you. And
Yes.
the kids were eating them. And he's got that little voice. And he's
Yeah.
got the way he spins his head and he smiles. And you're like, damn.
He was funny.
And he is funny. It just goes to show you that, minus the Spanish fly thing, is he a bad person?
yes,
100% evil.
yeah, he is. Just because he made funny
He
jokes
has,
doesn't make him.
he has
He's
an
not
addiction that he has no boundary on going into evil.
Yeah. Well, I playing devil's advocate. I'm just trying to, had he not had that, well, I guess he wouldn't be a fucking criminal then. I'm just saying, what if he did coke and beat somebody up? Would it be just as bad because he was on an addiction?
Well, if he did it for 40 years,
If he-
over and over and over and
Oh,
over.
who am I, trying
every-
to kid?
every-
I'm trying to play devil's. I can't.
Everybody, you can't, right? Everybody has moments where they make a mistake. They
Well,
dra-
like I said, if you
they
do it
drank
for
too much. They did a drug they shouldn't have. They lost their temper. They whatever. Everybody has moments where they have mistakes. This guy's a serial rapist.
yeah, he did it for 40 years, right?
Yes.
50 years,
Yes.
over and over.
Yes.
So you kind of wonder, where does he get this Spanish fly from?
Probably when it started. He was young. He was a young comedian.
Now, where does he buy this stuff?
Oh, it's just a roofie.
Is
Isn't
that
it?
what it
roofie.
is?
Yeah,
Yeah,
roofie.
it's a roofie.
Yeah, he would slip it in their drink.
Where can you buy that?
That's some crazy stuff.
Yeah.
That's too bad.
And the distinction about making mistakes versus being a serial something or other. There was a story that I read today about this guy who he's a white guy that has been have this ongoing feud with a black neighbor and HOA or something. And so he completely loses his shit, and he's standing in his front yard, and he's screaming at his black neighbor and being horribly racist, right? You know, you can imagine what he's
All on
screaming
film.
at him.
Oh, is this on TikTok?
And it gets on video.
Oh my God! In like 2 hours later, there were 1,000 people there.
Yeah, they said 100, but I
Oh,
wouldn't
there
doubt
was
it.
a lot of people there.
Yeah, so he apparently screams at the camera, you know, you got a problem with me? You could come to my house. Come to my house.
I live in this. I live
Well,
in
they all showed up. Huh?
And,
Yep.
and he gave his address and everything. And yes, 100 people showed up or more, I bet. And police had to.
They had to take him out. And
Yeah.
they were throwing bottles of water at him and just fuck. He was like had like 6-7 police officers around him in full body
Right.
gear.
Really?
And what he said was, I screwed up. I was drunk, and I have a feud that got out of control, and I lost my temper, and you know what I mean? Like that guy's just an idiot who lost his shit.
Right.
I mean, I don't know anything else about him. He
That
might
could
be
happen to all of us, right?
That
We
could happen to
hit the right
any of us.
button at any right time, and
100%, especially in a car-related incident, like a road rage incident goes
that's how
bad.
this happen. Yeah.
I mean, people snap. People snap and make huge mistakes.
Even at a very young age. I mean, you've got like a 14-year-old young woman, as previously reported, the 15-year-old girl who killed an Uber Eats driver in
Oh.
D.C., along with a 13-year-old accomplice, now 14, pleaded guilty to felony murder in May. The 14-year-old was sentenced to juvenile detention over the fatal carjacking. According to reports, the 14-year-old will remain in detention until she's 21. Per a plea deal reached with the prosecutor's office in April, 15-year-old girl who has not been named because she's a minor will not be sent to prison or be held past her 18th birthday. So the murder and carjacking of a 66-year-old Muhammad Anwar horrified the nation as it was captured on film by witnesses. The teen girls arrested Anwar during this is
And they're getting off.
they are basically,
100% getting off.
but they are minors, but at the same time, I mean,
Do they think there's just no consequence? Is that why they do this?
well, there aren't.
They tried to carjack him, and the car crashed and killed him.
Hmm.
He was hanging out of the car, and they tried to speed away or something. There's a video of it, and I don't want to see it. Apparently, it's horrific. I don't
Yeah.
know what to tell you, man.
I'm not gonna
We're
watch it.
we're a country that's lost its soul. What a great thing to end on.
Well, it's when you got the L.A. police officers accused of circulating a
But-
meme mocking George Floyd's death.
Well, how about you talk about the latest LeBron news?
Oh
Our
God!
favorite player,
Are
Yeah,
you talking
he's-
about the high school shit?
Lebron,
Yeah, he just continues to be a class act.
a douche.
Yeah, so
He
his
is a
son's
douche.
playing in a tournament of high school stars or something, and the announcer makes some comment about how his son got a foul call because we all know who's in the building, and I think the building's named after him. It's LeBron Arena.
Really?
I think it is. I swear to God, I think
LeBron Arena?
I think it's the LeBron James Arena.
Oh, okay.
And so the announcer makes a cut. You know, he gives him a shot and says, "Well, we all know why he got that call."
Home court advantage.
And LeBron James walks over there, confronts the announcer, stops the game, confronts the announcer
In
And-
front of everybody.
in front of everybody.
This went on for.
Oh, here we go. They've got the video right here. Look at him talking shit.
Uh,
And he walks over. Do you know who I am? Do you know who I think I am?
that's bullshit. You know, I'd be horribly embarrassed if I was his son.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd be like,
Oh,
Dad.
and you know he's not at all.
He's probably like, damn straight.
Yeah, tell him, Dad.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, what arena we playing in, Dad? Yeah, that's right. We're playing in LeBron. Yeah. And I'm LeBron Jr. And my son's going to be LeBron Jr. And his is going to be LeBron Jr. Look at him talking shit.
LeBron took offense. LeBron took offense to the announcer saying,
Ridiculous.
He said, "This is my court."
Ridiculous. Get the fuck out of here. The policeman should have been, go back to your seat, fool.
James comes out.
He's getting
Yeah,
getting some
you tell him,
booze.
LeBron.
James
You
comes
tell him,
out.
LeBron.
He's an intense guy. His son's
Yeah,
in the
you're a
battle.
civilian. Sit
He
down and
doesn't
shut
want
up.
His name to be mentioned while
Don't make
they're
an excuse for him.
competing.
Yep.
And I understand that as a parent.
"Yep." I mean, to say that he got that foul because
No, he drew that foul.
Yeah.
It's a foul. And I understand that. Watching my
Really?
daughter play and she's competing, I don't
They're
want
just
you to,
making excuses.
I
course.
don't want you to mention my name. Just allow her to compete. Don't put me in fouls. And
Let's see if it was a
here
foul.
he steps in left, right, steps into his shot.
That's a foul? I didn't see a foul.
Yeah, it's just crazy. You know, he's. I'm curious. This is gonna sound horrible, but I really hope that his Space Jam movie flops.
Yeah, me too.
You know, not just because look,
There needs to be a reckoning for the way he acts.
he's not Michael Jordan, and it seems like anytime they come out with a sequel, it's just like this one's going to be the newer and better one with the better actors and stuff. No, he is not.
I never even saw the first one.
I didn't either.
I didn't either, but still, that's not the point. The point is that Michael Jordan was a stand-up individual,
Right.
and he still is
Well,
today.
there are people that say LeBron is. If you agree with him, he is like the best
But he
character guy
flat
you could ever
out
find.
said
If
that
you
he
disagree
doesn't
with him,
like
you think he's a
he doesn't
douchebag.
like white people.
Yeah, he's racist.
He's a racist piece of crap.
Yeah, I get it.
Michael Jordan never said anything like that.
Not that I remember.
It's just sad.
It is.
And it's sad because he's a mentor. People
People look up to him. Plus, he
Yeah.
had that thing that happened a month or two ago when he kind of tweeted out something that we're coming after you after the cop in Columbus.
Yeah.
You're next.
You're next. The one who saved the girl
Save the
from
girl.
getting stabbed. And he's got, 40 or 50 million followers?
You're next.
Out of that 40 or 50, there's probably some wacko who would do something.
No, one of them may have shot a police officer. We have no idea.
Yeah. He's
Yeah.
got a responsibility,
Huge.
yeah.
and he's misusing it.
Yeah, agreed.
Well, I don't know what's different
and you heard
this
how
week.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, I was going to change the subject. Go ahead.
Well, the last thing I'll say about that is LeBron came out and his apology was he apologized to the family of the girl that was shot by the cop because he distracted by making that comment about the cop. He distracted attention away from where the attention should have been, which is on mourning the loss of that girl.
Not the fact that he almost doxed a guy. And,
Correct. He did. He posted a picture of him.
Yeah. I know. Yeah, he did.
Yeah. So yeah, that was his apology, was to the girl.
That was the wrong apology.
Agreed. All right. Sorry. Go ahead.
Well, I was just going to bring attention to the lava lamp that we've included onto the table.
Yeah. How's that going?
Last time we lit this thing and it never got hot enough, and this time
Got all sorts of action in there.
the wax in there is
It's doing its thing.
it's gyrating, it's cooling, it's heating, it's
I think I asked this. Did you have one growing up? I had one.
yeah.
I had
I
one
think
too.
everyone did, right?
Did you have one?
I did not. Gee, thanks.
You got one now.
I feel small.
You
Actually,
grew up a poor
That's
white
one of my
child.
boys. We were poor. Thanks.
Yeah.
Grew up in Appalachia.
I had
Yeah.
I had a whole case of them. I threw most of them away.
That's all I had.
I never.
I was the richest white kid you could ever
Oh
be.
no, this heated our house.
We all huddled around
You
it.
huddled around, but it'll burn the shit out of you. By the way,
Yeah. Well,
You,
It
you
gets
held
hot.
you held your hot dogs next to it to warm up the hot
man,
dog.
stuck a pan of top ramen
Dad,
on top.
Dad, mine's still cold. Shut the fuck up.
Do not rotate it. You're going to suck the heat out of it.
Put it against the glass. Shut up.
This is rotten.
Wow.
All right, so the hot. I like the lamp though. It's got very stuff going on there.
Yeah. So
All
I think we had a good time this past weekend with the holiday. The cornhole was a lot of fun.
It was fun. I realize now that that's one sport I could never have gone professional.
Oh my God, I didn't realize.
I'm horrible.
I could have gone professional with
No,
cornhole.
you couldn't have.
No. I started developing my little side
No,
hip
you didn't.
spin.
No.
None of that happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could have.
I think at that point you were struggling to stand, if I remember correctly.
No.
You were
That's
kind
not
of
true.
stumbling around the yard.
That's not true.
I don't think you remember things the way they really happened.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I wasn't fantastic at it, but that was the first time I've ever played.
I was horrible. Horrible.
I believe
And-
I was on a winning streak.
Yeah,
I think we won like 6 games.
Why would that be, Jeff?
I think
Yeah.
it's because of me.
Oh, it was 100% you?
Yeah.
Were you frustrated with your partner not
I
helping
carried
you out?
Well,
everything.
Wes and I had a
You
winning
must
streak.
have been really frustrated with your partner.
Yeah, he was
Oh
exceptionally
no, was
good.
it Wes and
He
I?
was.
He was exceptionally good. I got my points though.
Yeah, it was fun. Well, happy 4th of July. Kind of an interesting night. Lots of stuff to talk about. And we're looking forward to next week because we are 2 weeks from now because Paulita will be going to Colorado.
Man, Colorado, man.
Yeah, he's got to refill up his stock of THC products to redistribute once he gets back down
really.
south.
You need to look for some.
That definitely is not what we'll be doing.
You need to look for some Colorado Bourbones.
Baboon. Yeah, I had one. It rolled out the back of my car.
Well, you need to see. True. You need to see if there's any others.
That happened.
Yeah,
It really
my
happened.
bad.
It did. All right.
DudesLikeUs.us. Happy day.
See you, everybody.